So if you were paying close attention to your bulletin today is Sunday, February the 19th, 2017. So I'm going to transform the date. We're now on the 26th. Welcome to the 26th. Miracle number. By the way, at the end of service, I won't shake your hand or give you a hug. I've got a cold going, so I don't want to get you sick. Okay? Friends, literature is ripe with examples of people on mountaintop experiences. Those are the moments when the character comes to an understanding of some long-questioned concept, some long-held feeling. An aha is felt, and the person's life is forever affected in a positive manner. The event is most often given a hefty amount of attention because it corresponds to the inner life of the person you're reading about. Now today we see a mountaintop experience, and it would have been a familiar theme to the people who first heard this story. It would have had a great amount of impact, as this literary device is so familiar. You've read a lot of them. And as an actual journey up a mountain would have made its point well understood. And the Jewish audience would have recognized an ancient story of their own from the book of Exodus, which they would have told and told again and again and again. It said in Exodus 24, the Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and wait there. And I will give you tablets of stone with the law and the commandments which I have written for their instruction." They would have instantly been transported to that same mountain in their thoughts, their hearts. I imagine many of you, of course, have had literal mountaintop experiences. Who has skied or snowboarded? Anybody? Okay, a lot of you. Who has just driven up a tall peak before? Everybody? Come on, there's got to be something. All right, good. Nearly every time you reach the peak, while with another person, doesn't one of you proclaim, "Look at that view"? Right? Of course you do. As long as it's clear, nearly every human being has to stop to take in this stuff. Seeing things from a different perspective is what this story is all about. Now, I remember my very first literal mountaintop experience. I was very young. My family had driven from Ohio to New England. We went along the shoreline, and we went into New Hampshire it was a warm day, and I remember going to Mount Washington in our well-seasoned station wagon, having to stop numerous times up the mountain because it was overheating again and again. I remember it being scary. I don't know if this is what was true or not, on some of the way up, the road was tight. That's what I remember. Or a truck coming down the hill or something like that. I can't remember. But as we got higher and higher, it got chilly. It set in, right? And it was getting a foggy and misty. And once to the top, we got out to take in a view that was pretty crappy. I can't describe it again. And I remember the sting of the cold wind on my legs because I was wearing shorts. It was a warm day, right? Now, I cannot remember one vista because of the clouds and mist. So, I do remember, though, that there was an expectation of something new to come. Today, a few of the disciples go up a mountain with Jesus in what is supposed to be a mountaintop experience. Now, I want to imagine that the first people to be told this story were sort of chuckling to themselves about the blatant use of this literary device in telling this story, this actual experience also, of Peter and James and John actually going on top of a mountain. They would have certainly connected the story to Moses going up the mountain, and they would have certainly begun to understand that Peter, James, and John were representing each of us on a spiritual journey. Now, what would they have understood about that, though? What would they have understood? Well, here they are having the moment that all of us have prayed or wished for all of our lives. A divine moment. Haven't you ever said something? God, just send me a sign! Right? And here they are having one. They literally went atop a mountain to receive that, and they came down not understanding and not seeing. These disciples were so busy being afraid that they missed the point of the experience. The elusiveness of the spiritual life. You know the phrase, life is a journey, it's not a destination. Here is the perfect story to describe that. They are on a journey, and when the moment of revelation comes, they're not able to process it. They're trying to build dwellings, trying to build little huts for Jesus, Moses, and Elijah. Instead of living in the moment, always doing, they are. And rarely are they being. Now you've heard perhaps the other phrase, haven't you, that we are human beings. We are not human doings. We are human beings, not human doings. We are meant as human beings to stop and to ponder. It's one of the greatest gifts that our brains have developed. The ability to ponder. Not to just react and do. And what might we ponder from hearing this story ourselves? I believe that this story was an attempt to transition the disciples from their understanding of Jesus as their friend to Jesus being their friend and holy guide. But perhaps for you, hearing the story is not going to bring you assurance that Jesus mixes with the godly crowd like Moses and Elijah. This story is told every year, the week before Lent. And it's every week, or every year, the same week. And it's there to prepare us to see Jesus in a new way. Maybe this story could prepare you for the possibility to take advantage of our Lenten season. It's a 6-week season. It's not the rest of the year. It's not the rest of your life. It's just 6 weeks. You see, Lent is a journey. It's the journey to the cross. An awesomely difficult and victorious place. Could you journey with us as we meet with parishioners of the United Church of Chester and the First Baptist Church of Essex? We will be meeting to focus on centering prayer, on immigration in America, on following the footsteps of the disciples, and other topics from which to ponder our place in the world and in creation itself. I invite you to begin your journey by assembling also at the United Church of Chester on Wednesday evening, this Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. We'll have a potluck followed by a worship service together with the parishioners of the Deep River and the Chester churches. We will then meet every Wednesday through Lent to ponder and question our journey. Now, mountaintop experiences can provide a new way to see and to feel in our world. Things like fear or maybe conventional reactions can take us away, further away from our spirit, however. We have to not really be thinking about where we're going, but what we're doing along the path. Being very mindful what we're doing along the path. Not trying to be in a hurry to get to the end, but just follow the path. I invite you to be open to the possibility that a different image of Christ can be possible in your life. That difference may be that he is more human than you once thought, or more divine than you ever experienced, or more accessible in your heart than you have ever allowed. May you experience an aha moment this Lenten season. One that transfigures you and your understanding of Jesus in your life. I pray. So on this beautiful day, you can see outside, and as perhaps the earth is trying to transform itself to spring, we will see. Let us stay seated. And let's sing number 184 on the black hymn, A Wondrous Sight, O Virgin Fair.